Hello Reds, welcome along to All for United.
Yes, you absolute psychopaths. Welcome back to All for United. This is Karthik. Yes, I'm on a preview for once. This is weird. What a weird week this is. This is what happens when United are playing 5 games in about 2 days. No, I'm joking. It's about 3 games, about 4 days or 5 days. And here I am. I'm doing a preview. This is well weird. I'm looking forward to a game rather than after it. So I can't really say anything stupid. To be honest, I'm actually trying to be a bit more careful with what I say because I heard whispers yesterday of a potential out of context All for United, and I really hope that doesn't happen. But we'll see. Because half of that will just be me on that page. So if anyone makes it, I'll know who's made it. But we'll see. Joining me here to look forward to Aston Villa against Manchester United. We're away at Villa Park this weekend. Are Gary, Vin, Stu and Abdel, absolute legends. Happy to have you on. It could be it's not a dead rubber because there is something to play for. United could possibly secure top 4 with the result against Villa. And of course, we're still trying to keep that unbeaten record away from home. So there is something to play for. But Gary, what are you expecting from the game? Because as we know, it's not a lot to play for at the minute, is there? Because win, we're second, lose, we're second.
Well, Karthik, that's actually a good question. If we're
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question. And there, if you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you're looking at the horizon. You're looking at 3 games in 6 days, if I'm not mistaken. So starting with this game, 5. Okay. So we're looking at this game for starters, and there's a danger here that we might be looking past Aston Villa, especially that one of their main men, Jack Grealish, may not feature in the game. But I guess it's up to the players to try and get that motivation, especially coming off technically a loss against Roma. They're gonna try and make that right. And of course, the away record is very much in play for this game. So I mean, anything can happen, but I hope we get everybody, all the players, in the right mind and be able to secure a proper result.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there is a danger of us being too complacent. Jacob from the comments, hi mate, how you doing? As Promise says, there's nothing to play for. We should just focus on the Europa League final. I hope we don't do that because you want to go into the Europa League final with a good run of form. You want to build yourself a bit of momentum, and I think that's important. And we want to finish the season strong. Look, I've said it since we realised we weren't going to win the league. That second should be the thing that we try and secure, and I want us to do that this weekend, and I want us to do that for the rest of this league season. Also, Promise, what are you doing on Facebook, mate? Promise me, okay, that you'll go to youtube.com/allforunited and join us there. You know what? I should be a host. I should be regular on this channel, don't you think? Vin, Gary sort of alluded to it a little bit in terms of Villa being without Jack Grealish still. Now, I'm a player. I'm not a player. I wish I was a player. I'm a person who absolutely adores Jack Grealish. I think he's an incredible footballer, and he was a real big part of why Villa were playing so well. And you can see the difference that's been made when he's not there. How big of a miss is he going to be for them on Sunday?
Yeah, he's going to be a big miss for sure. He's undoubtedly Villa's best player. And the difference in just the quality of the team overall is quite visible when he plays and when he doesn't play. But having said that, that doesn't mean Villa all of a sudden become a shit team. You still have got the likes of Watkins, and El Ghazi seems to be in a bit of a form. Trezeguet and John McGinn as well. These are all players whom they may not be as talented and as outstanding as Grealish, but that doesn't mean they're bad players. So definitely, like you said, we can't take them lightly at all. And they're gonna give it everything, irrespective. It may seem like a dead rubber from the outside, but that doesn't mean we can just play the kids and just take this as a foregone conclusion. Definitely not.
Stu, as Vin mentioned, they do have some key players there. They've got some very good players, in fact, and we have to be cautious as well, don't we? Because they gave us a game at Old Trafford, and of course, this is a team that beat Liverpool 7-2 earlier in the season. How worried about them are you?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be worried when you face any team in the Premier League, to be honest, because on any given day, any team can beat anyone. And that's what we all love about football. And that's what we love about the Premier League. And they've got some really good players. And Vin's mentioned the players that I would actually have picked out. John McGinn, especially. If he's on his game, he's a very, very talented footballer and a very dangerous footballer. But it's a massive loss, is Jack Grealish. And it's our gain, that Grealish isn't playing. Although I did hear... it's 50-50, isn't it? He could make it, he could not. From the last that I heard, I'm hoping he doesn't. I'm hoping he rests.
He's out.
He is definitely out, is he? Oh, good. One thing I would say though is from a club perspective, we've got to go all out and win this game. With Leicester dropping points again tonight, Ollie's still got a real problem in terms of game management now, more than anything. We're actually going to see what Ollie's made of in terms of his squad management, his in-game management for these next 3 games. I think a lot of fans don't think, and I've been critical over the season about his in-game management, but we'll really see, because this is likely to be an acid test, not just for Manchester United, but for any squad. So if I was Ollie, I would go all out for it Sunday. I'd make sure we beat Villa. I think the Leicester result now, which is going to sound strange, is going to kind of be an irrelevance. I think Leicester are done. And I think if we got a draw on Tuesday, that would be ideal. And then we want to go and we've got to beat the scum. Well,
if the game gets played.
Well, the problem with that, Karthik, and you're absolutely right. I don't want to touch on the protests, and I'm not going to. But if for whatever reason that game isn't played, then as a club we're knackered. We're screwed. We could be facing huge sanctions if that. But look, I don't want to go into it because I think it's brilliant what the protests are doing. My viewpoint anyway. I just want it done right. That's all. That's all I want. But if I was Ollie, looking at tonight's results, maybe even if you look ahead to the Chelsea City result tomorrow, it will shape his side for Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. But I 100% think let's go for Villa, beat Villa, because that does guarantee us top 400%. See what happens Tuesday, and we've got to beat Liverpool. We have to beat the fucking scum. I think we'll all be in agreement on that one. So that's how I would do it.
No, fair enough, and I think those are very good points. And I do like that none of us. I mean, I'm pretty sure Abdul will say the same, but I'm glad none of us have said, let's just take it easy, let's rest some players, because no, we've got to end the season strong. I think it's so important that we do that. There's loads of you watching at the minute. Everyone get in the comments, let us know what you think. What would your team be? We'll go over our predicted 11, of course, later on. There's 7 of you watching on Twitter. Head over to youtube.com/AllForUnited. Make sure to come join us there, like the video as well. Abdel, let's talk to me about Villa, because for some of the people that maybe perhaps don't watch a lot of Aston Villa, what do you expect from them to set up like in terms of playing against us?
They will mirror us in terms of formation, because they too play the 4-2-3-1. Especially when Grealish is around. Even when he's not around, they still play it. It's not as effective, but they like that formation, I guess. Dean Smith like it, and then they're very good even without Grealish. They don't create the same quantity of chances as in numbers, not quality. But they still carve some teams open and create good chances. They're not easy, especially from the thing. I think what was helping them the past few weeks is that Al Ghazi and Oliver Watkins, they've been very clinical with the chances they get. So like even with chances that you wouldn't normally score, they will find a way to score it. Like especially Al Ghazi from outside the box, from like very tight angles. So you can bet on them that they will try to make their chances count, even if they don't create that much. So they're dangerous. They're definitely very dangerous. Oliver Watkins is one of the the highlights of the PL this season. Like in
Yeah,
terms of
spot on.
yeah.
Yeah, right. I was going to say that. What a revelation!
Yeah, like as a striker coming from the championship,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
I followed him in the championship for when he was at Brentford, and
Yeah.
what a player!
Him-
And I thought when he came up, I didn't know whether he'd be guaranteed to carry that over, but he has.
him,
Fair play to him.
him and Patrick Bamford, both strikers
standout thing.
were ridiculed and called that they wouldn't make it, but
Yeah.
they're proving a lot of people wrong, and not only in terms of scoring goals. Because I know, like most fans will look at the numbers now. Oh, how many goals and assists do you have? It's not about that. It's what they do for the team on the match. Like someone like Bamford and Oliver, they contribute a lot to their team's build-up play, to their team's attacking shape, to their team's even chances created. So yeah, I would watch out for them. These two specifically, Ghazi and Oliver Watkins, and McGinn. You just gotta overwhelm him.
Mhm.
He's kind of like a higher quality Fred, because he has a lot of energy, and he moves around a lot. But if he gets overwhelmed, you can run him over. So
Just trying to picture what a higher quality Fred looks like.
That's great. That's an analogy, that is, isn't it? Higher quality Fred.
yeah, I mean,
I feel like you're underselling him a little bit there.
because
Yeah.
you guys know how Fred is, so you should put the analogy, right?
Absolutely.
A higher quality Fred is probably. Oh, who could I describe as a higher quality Fred?
Yo,
I mean, if you're
I'll
going to go
give
with
you-
that, N'Golo Kante is a higher quality Fred. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Disrespecting Kante right there. This is
Yeah.
Actually, that's
Yeah.
a very perfect analogy. And
Thank
N'Golo
you,
Kante is
Oh.
much higher quality, much.
You know what?
Like,
About that, I
higher
don't want
quality.
to. I don't want to talk about that because there is a tweet somewhere where I've said that Fred was better than Kante, and I
No.
don't want people finding that
oh,
out.
shit.
I'm sure there is a tweet somewhere. And,
Well,
you know,
I'll tell you
yeah.
this: Kante has proved a lot of people wrong in terms of what he can offer going forward. Because
Yeah.
people had this idea about Kante that he's only a CDM and that's the only role he can play in a team. But he has a lot of qualities going forward as well, and he's shown it against Real Madrid. He was a standout in both legs.
Yeah,
And-
definitely.
Yeah. So
Is it-
anyway, back on Villa. So
Yeah.
McGinn, you can overrun him. He does have quality in terms of going forward. He can spring a pass, take a shot from outside the box, but
Yep.
I wouldn't worry that much on him.
Just
about him.
quickly on McGinn. He's made the comparison to Fred. Would anyone actually have him at United?
Instead of Fred and
Well,
put
yeah, let's
him
go with that
as
then.
like
Let's go with that.
as a 6.
Yeah.
I
why not?
would have him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
why
mean,
not? But they've got a
Not a
cracking goal. They've got a cracking goalkeeper as well, haven't they, Martinez?
Yeah.
Arsenal made a huge mistake letting him go and keeping Leno.
Every time I see him, I laugh at Arsenal. Honestly.
Yeah, me too.
Every time I
think
see Arsenal, I laugh at Arsenal.
Well, yeah. he has been superb, hasn't he, for Villa this
He
year?
is.
Yeah.
He was actually. I think Emi Martinez is one of the biggest reasons why they won the FA Cup. He saved their asses against Man City and Chelsea.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
they just had Aubameyang, who was very clinical at the time. He was in a hot form, and that's how they won it. That's it.
Yeah, and I think that's one that we've probably brushed over a little bit. I mean, Martinez has been in such great form. He's probably one of the best keepers in the league this season, and I think he deserves to be possibly in the team of the season at the end of it.
I think for the longest time.
It depends what Falcao does to him Sunday. If he Falcao, Cavani.
Oh no, Stu! No, Stu!
A Falcao
not just
reference.
old
Okay.
edited Cavani.
Oh,
Oh, what have you done?
I just
He's
shot
easy to
myself,
bring
haven't
with
I?
bubbles too. It's
I
easy
used
to
to be-
appreciate.
I
Yeah.
used to be well respected. You know what I mean? But Jesus Christ, that's different.
Mate, believe it or not, so did I.
I
Yeah,
think,
I'm done
I
now.
think
I'm
Stu is
done.
telling himself that if only Falcao did the same thing.
yeah.
If only
Yes,
Falcao did,
I am.
and then Falcao just came out of it because he was thinking about him too much.
Let me kind of reverse.
Sorry, I'm just tweeting that you've missed.
Yeah, I
your
thought.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? This part is going to go into the out of context all for United.
Yeah.
I'm screwed now. I'm done. What I was going to say was, when Cavani destroys him on Sunday, if he plays, which I'm hoping he does actually. I'm hoping he starts Cavani, but
we
tough
need
one, really, isn't
we
it?
need 6 points to secure second. Three
Yeah.
to secure
That's
fourth.
what I want to hear. Second, not this top
Yeah.
four business.
So, and 3 to secure fourth, as in guaranteed Champions League, no
Yeah,
matter
We
what
don't want
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I say just win the next game.
Yeah.
Wales.
Give the Leicester one, because it's sandwiched between Liverpool and Aston Villa, is the one that you let go easy, because
Yeah.
they're going out. If they haven't won Newcastle, that means they're out. They're
Yeah.
gonna go out of the top four, and just go for Liverpool, and then that's your 6 points. No matter
Yeah.
I
what we
agree.
do after
I
that,
agree.
after Liverpool, I don't care.
Yeah,
No,
spot
fair
on.
enough.
Spot on.
Fair enough. Before we get into what we can expect from United, I'll just brush through some of the comments. Keep them coming, guys. Some great comments coming in. Villa will be a tough opponent, but I think our spirit and confidence will see us get the 3 points. I'd like to see that. Is McTominay injured? I'm not too sure. Is he? Anyone know about him yet?
No.
No, not injured.
Dan James is doubtful though.
James is injured.
Dan James is doubtful. Okay,
Yeah,
there you go.
James is injured.
There's a reason both Sarri and Lampard tried making an 8 out of Kante. Oh, we're not talking about Kante. We're talking about the better version, Fred. John's in the comments. 9 points from the next 3 games. Bring it on. Yes, that's what I want to hear. First sense. Let's go for all 15. Yes, 15. Aren't we only play? What? We're only playing 4 more games, aren't we?
He's on
Oh,
about-
33.
No, we're on
counting Wolves and
33.
Fulham, yeah.
5 more games.
Yeah,
Counting
he's-
Wolves and Fulham.
yeah,
Oh,
he's on
5.
about the same game,
I forgot. Sorry, I've already accepted that we're not playing Liverpool. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Joining all the way from Kenya. Love that. Love it. What
Hello,
time is it in
mate.
Kenya?
Hello.
Nice. I
What
don't
time is
know.
it in Kenya? I wonder what time it is. Anyway, keep the comments coming. We'll refer to them later on. Keep talking about our predicted lineups as well, because we're going to get into that very, very soon. Gary, we're talking about United then. As we mentioned earlier, we're playing 3 games in about 5 days, so loads of games coming thick and fast. And Ollie's made himself quite clear that he's not too happy with it, and he's done this before as well. Let's not forget. So we can't be accused of saying it just because we lost against Roma. He said it after a win as well. I think it was Leicester, or was it Everton? It was Leicester on Boxing Day.
Everton, actually.
Everton.
When we came back from Istanbul.
Got it. That's what it was. So, do you expect any kind of rotation? Because we're also saying here that we'd like to see United go all out. We'd like to see them go and finish off Villa properly. Do you actually see us going strong, or do you think Ollie might actually just rotate a little bit, if not to make a point, but to actually give players rest?
At this point, that's kind of the $1 million question at the moment. We're gonna have to.
I love Gary. He keeps complimenting the questions I ask. I love you.
He does. He does.
Go on, sorry.
I'm just looking for something to say at the moment. It's 5 a.m. over here, but it's where was I? Yeah, okay, there. Lost my train of thought for a minute. No, with the rotation, I mean, it's more of responding to what happens. Like, for example, I mean, Leicester laid an egg when they lost earlier, so this is a chance for us to actually get more distance between us and them. At this point in the season, I don't see United dropping any significant points. It would have to. There, Sagar just said it's 12 midnight in Kenya. So at this point, it would have to take a Kevin Keegan Newcastle level meltdown for United to get out of the top 4, and I don't think that's happening. It's I had to reference that because I just remembered. I don't think we're gonna rotate. However, if, for example, we score first, which this team doesn't seem to like doing, we prefer the other team to score first. But if we are in a significant advantage in the middle of the game, I could see Ollie start subbing guys out, specifically Cavani, Bruno, or Pogba, probably even Harry Maguire. I think he's intimated that he sees a scenario where he might not be able to complete some of the games, and it just so happened that we got Eric Bailly back. So we could see rotation along those lines. There's also a part of me that would like to see more of Donny van de Beek and Ahmad get their starts. So it's right now it's more of a reactive. The way I see it, it could be more of a reactive scenario based on what happens in game.
No, I think that's a good way to go about it. I mean, that's what most of us said at halftime in the Roma game, that we were 1-0 up. Okay, great. Let's go make some subs. I don't think any of us anticipated what would happen in the second half, but that's just one of those. It happens. Then in on that line, then obviously Gary thinks we're not going to rotate much. Are you of the same opinion, or do you think, because Ollie's been so vocal about how this is ridiculous and we shouldn't be having this number of games? Do you think he might just do it to prove a point?
No, I don't think he's going to rotate. I agree with Gary. I think he's going to play out a strong side, get that win against Villa, increase the lead over Leicester for second, and then against Leicester, he's going to heavily rotate. I can see that happening. And then against Liverpool, because we have to beat those comps, we're going to play the stronger side again. So in that way, you sort of keep the Thursday sort of the regular schedule. And the Tuesday game, I think just play the kids. I can see 9 changes happening for the game against Leicester on Tuesday. You can expect the likes of Donny and Ahmad playing in those games, but I don't see them playing against Villa. I think you're going to see Fernandez, Rashford's going to get a game in. Cavani may not start for me. Against Villa. Rather see him play against Leicester on Tuesday, given that we might be making so many changes. But just bottom line, no rotation, full strength.
Fair enough. That seems to be the overall opinion. Also, shout out to Sagar Patel, who is in Kenya, by the way. Just texted me a message to say that, I've got a viewer in Kenya because she used to live in Kenya for a bit. And apparently she might even know him. So there you go. Small world. Stu, on the rotation thing, how much are you expecting to see happen?
Yeah, you see, I'm with the guys on this one. I think he'll go strong. I think you're right, Vin. I'm kind of umming and ahhing about Cavani. I actually would play him. I'd start him Sunday and I'd rest him Tuesday and get him back in on Thursday. That's what I would do. I can see Donny dropping out. Rashford 100% will start the weekends. Greenwood will start. Greenwood didn't have these best of games against Roma. Both fullbacks will come back in for obvious reasons because Williams and Tellez, dear me, I mean, they were awful. Really, really were bad. Lindelof Henderson will come in. And he'll go with McFred. So I'm pretty sure he'll go with McFred. So because I don't think McTominay's injured, I think he'll go with McFred, and I think he'll run his tried and trusted and tested starting 11. Hope we get 1 or 2 goals up, and so we can start bringing players off. Vin's absolutely right. There'll be a monumental change for Tuesday's game. You'll probably see De Gea come back in. Bailly will play. Tuanzebe, Tellez, that type of thing, Donny, and then Thursday, hopefully the lads will be rested up, ready. Because Leicester's the damp squib game, really. There's nothing resting on the Leicester game for us. There really isn't. And then I think he'll go again and he'll change for Fulham. My big fear is that players will start looking ahead, too far ahead to the final, the Europa League final. We've seen it before, not just Man United sides, but all sides, all players, might not go for that one tackle just in case they get injured. So I'm hoping we secure the top 2 and then Ollie can start to look ahead. So go strong, really go strong, forfeit Leicester, because you're going to have to forfeit one of these 3 games. You've got no choice. And then really go out and beat the scum, because we have to do that. And Fulham are down anyway, aren't they, give or take? So Fulham have got nothing to play for. We should have nothing to play for when we play Fulham. And then that's what I would do. But the guys that are coming on Tuesday, I mean, if I was Donny van der Beek Tellez, I'd be thinking, I've got 3 games now to really push to get in the Europa League final. I'll be doing everything I could to make sure I'm on that starting lineup for the Europa League final. So it's quite exciting for the squad. The guys must be happy. Phil Jones must be gutted he won't be in contention. Because I think he was in for a shot.
No,
for a shout, So, but no, that's what I would do. I'd definitely go strong Sunday and forfeit Tuesday.
I actually thought that, when Ollie made his comments about how ridiculous it was, I said, we're going to see Phil Jones just so he can prove a point. You'll
Phil
go,
Jones.
you know what, this fixture is so shit. Philip Jones is on the pitch today and he's taking my corners for me.
As captain. As captain.
Philip
Yeah.
Jones
Jones.
outlasted Ed Woodward.
Yeah, amazing.
That's
Amazing.
everything you need to know.
Mm.
No, I think Stu makes an important point about the final. He did say that, we don't want players to look too far ahead, but Abdel, do you think that it might actually be beneficial sometimes? Because some of these players might be looking at the next 3 games and going, look, rotation will happen. I'll get my chance at some point. Am I now playing for a place in the final? Do you think that's a good attitude to have?
For the ones that are on the bench most of the times, yeah, for
Mm.
sure. The thing is, yesterday, obviously, they were running on like 30%. They did not want to put the effort. They did not want to put the effort.
Hey, and he'd be right. You know when he said no one would turn up, he'd be right.
It's literally no one turning up. Yep.
I actually felt so sad when he said that.
Yeah, that was kind of sad, to be fair. Anyway, enough of Phil Jones. Oh no, what's happened to Abdel?
Abdel's gone.
Phil Jones has hacked his account.
No. Oh, no.
Phil.
Phil Jones has a firewall.
Oh bloody hell! Right, Abdel's dead. So Phil's
He'll come back. He'll come back.
Do we see Phil Jones get a game or Lee Grant? That's
that's a message.
I was about to mention Romero. Sergio Romero might get a game in against Leicester for all you know.
Ben, I'd love that, but I'm pretty sure Sergio Romero's not in the country.
That's why.
What's happened to him, by the way?
I'm pretty sure he's in Argentina training.
He wasn't part of the roster. I think.
I'm pretty sure he's in Argentina training with the club there. he's just fucked off.
He hasn't disappeared, hasn't he?
He's just decided, fuck it, we're going.
Yeah.
Sagar Patel, who apparently I know in some weird way. Thoughts on Joel Glazer's letter to the fans? I actually did a reaction on this, so head over to Twitter. I'm pretty sure it'll still be up. I did do that. Callum's in the comments says, "Drunk me."
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
That's new.
No.
Fred Woodward's in the comments. Romero isn't registered yet. True.
Yeah.
Right, we'll go into lineups then. Now we know we all know pretty much what the lineup will be, but let's go. I want to discuss what we think it should be because it would be boring to just go, you know what, this is what I think he'll do. Yeah, fantastic. Where's the fun in that? What do we think it should be then? So we'll start with the goalkeeper. Who are we saying?
Henderson.
Dino, yeah.
Henderson, yeah. But to be fair, hasn't he not played a game since Leeds?
Yeah, it's been 10 days?
Yeah, something like that.
So
yeah,
match sharpness, he needs to get that back in him. So I suppose he'll be the one player who plays all of the games coming up in this week, I guess. Right back, we're sticking with Wan-Bissaka?
Oh, yeah.
Over Brandon Williams, yes.
What's the other option?
The other option is Philip Jones.
I'll tell you the other option is Axel. Axel's a very good right back. And if I was Axel, that's what I would be, crafting myself in training. I would be looking to craft myself as a right back because I think he's big, he's strong, he's powerful, he's quick. He just can't tackle yet. And if he can learn off Wan-Bissaka, he'd be a good backup right back for us. He really would. But I think he prefers centre half. But he'd be much better right back. But yeah, it's got to be Wan-Bissaka on it.
Phil Jones has allowed him back in the stream.
Phil Jones is there.
my internet died.
That was Phil Jones cutting you off.
Yeah, sure. I was just about to say something about him, and then he cut me off.
We're talking about a lineup that we think should be the team on Sunday because we can all guess what it will be. We're discussing the right back position. I said that maybe Wan-Bissaka needs a rest, and then we had the discussion of there's not really another option. Stu said potentially Axel could maybe try and retrain himself to be a right back. What do you think about
that? I don't think it's a bad shout. When he played right back, he was fine. He didn't do. He was okay. And on Williams, both of them were I watched the game again today in the morning because I needed to watch that second half to see the mistakes that we've done. And Williams didn't do anything good, but he didn't do anything bad either. It's like he's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he blocked a couple of crosses, led some people out on to the line, and they prevented them from crossing the ball, which was in comparison to Telles, who had an absolute stinker of a 45 minutes
Oh, it's terrible.
was if you compare the two, you'll be like, oh wow, Williams did a lot better. He just didn't do anything. That's the only difference.
Is it purely down to just not getting enough game time, do you think?
There is an argument for that, for sure. There's an argument for that, especially Williams over Tellez, because Tellez at least played most of the European minutes.
Yeah.
They
over Shaw.
Yeah, they did target our fullbacks in the second half, though. They both fullbacks were overloaded. Pedro in particular.
Yeah, I'll give Tellez one benefit of a doubt. The combination of Tellez and Van de Beek on that side together, was just like killed us off.
Yeah,
it's like the biggest mistake Ollie did. Like never put Van de Beek on the wing with Tellez behind him, because both of them have no sense of defensive sense.
Yeah, correct. Spot on. Yeah, 100%.
Both of them have no defensive sense. So when we were in our shape at a 4-4-2, and Van de Beek wants to attack, wants to pressure someone, right? So he moves out, leaves his a passing angle to the person behind him, and they just cut right through him, and then they're 2v1 against Tellez. You know, same thing happens if they're coming from the other side. There's two behind Tellez. If Tellez is watching one, the other one he's not watching, so he's free. And that was all because of Van de Beek. His positioning.
The interesting thing is, Shaw had a very dodgy first half.
He did, Shaw
was terrible. I mean,
and
a couple of
Pogba.
times they got him behind, and Pogba, yeah. But Shaw, in particular, they got him behind him on 2 or 3 occasions.
Yeah.
He was ball watching the first 5 minutes. It really was. He just hadn't woken up at all, had he?
The second half, the first 5-6 minutes, there was a sequence of play where every time we got the ball to Pogba, he would lose it or slip. For some reason, he looked like he was so not in the game.
Yeah.
So I think it's also fasting has to do with it with Pogba. So I would prefer if he rested the next game. And
well, we'll go into that. Careful, Abdul. Don't get too excited.
No, but I'm just saying for the guy, if we want him to play for like a full 90 minutes against Liverpool, for example, and get a good performance, you know what I mean?
100%.
So he has to be very carefully handled. That's all I'm saying.
100%. Right, so we're sticking with Wan-Bissaka on the right. Maybe a shout for Axel. Left back, who are we saying then? Are we going Luke Shaw?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I thought maybe he could have rested him, but if Tellez is going to play like he did, then no. A very good point here. I mean, Williams has gone from our first choice left back to now possibly he could do with a loan. That's what I'd say. He could do with a loan. Yeah. And yes, he was almost our first choice left back, because that's why certain people on this panel said he was better than Luke Shaw.
I did.
I wasn't me.
I think the reason why that was said. I think the reason why that was said, because no, you were not the only one. A lot of people said it. Let's be fair. It's because Williams, being the young kid who's given a chance in the first team, was showing a lot of willingness to do things.
Yeah.
At that time, people were still doubting Shaw. Like, why is he not why is he not going forward? Williams was doing that because of just the enthusiasm of being an 18, 19-year-old coming into the first team. And he was trying hard. Like, I remember one game, he was the only person that's actually trying in the game. And people were like, this is why you need, like, the kids. Why are you playing these under put Williams
Phillips at it again.
Jonas nailed him, honey.
Abdul, Phil is just targeting you today. I agree, can't hear anything you're saying.
But anyway,
he actually makes it. You make a good point there, Abdul, because you're right. He became almost a fan's favourite by his attitude, by his willingness to get stuck in, not back down if he was squared up to or challenged against.
Exactly.
And he kind of had that almost cult figure, didn't he, for that short time period? And
especially his performances against City and Chelsea. His performance against Chelsea in the League Cup last year, and his performance against City last 2 I don't know what Kartik is doing.
What's going on?
Is anyone else reading this comment?
Are
you sure? Is this a joke?
I wasn't reading it. Me and Abdul were having a serious conversation, weren't we, Abdul?
Yeah, we were actually talking about a good point.
What?
Yeah,
I think-
Jose, the
yeah.
one who said that Shaw needs his brain to play and something like that.
Yeah, something
What
like
the
that. Yeah, I remember that
Oh,
so
yeah.
well.
Right, anyway, so we've
Yeah.
got Luke Shaw
Yeah,
left
man.
back. Who are we going centre halves then?
Lindelof
Usual
Maguire for me.
suspects. The usual
Yeah.
suspect for me.
The usual.
Maguire, Lindelof?
Yep.
Yeah.
No shots for Bailly again?
No, Tuesday.
Leicester.
Tuesday for
Tuesday?
Bayern.
Okay,
I-
fair enough.
I've had fun last game.
You need to have it in spells with Eric
Yeah,
Bailly.
it's like
Tell you what, Eric Bailly is like a booty call. That one booty call that you know what I mean? I'd just like to make this clear. I'm not talking from experience here, right? Okay.
I was
Sorry,
getting
I'm
different
almost
images of
crazy.
you right now.
Is that one booty
Oh.
call that you go, yeah, you'll give me a wild one, but I can't have it two in a row.
Oh dear.
I will say this
Everything.
again. I will say this for Bailly though. Pound for pound, he is probably our best defender. And if all things considered, I would partner him with Harry Maguire. But we all know what his problem
That's
is.
getting tweeted. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah.
We do. He kind of gets overexcited, doesn't he, Bailly?
He's like me after we win a game of football.
Well, last night, Garthik, you had me in stitches, mate. You were hilarious. the thing about Bailly, he has these moments of sheer brilliance. I mean, on the first half last night, Thursday, he was last night, he was absolutely unplayable at times. The way he brought the ball out of defence, it just reminded me of Ferdinand in his prime when Ferdinand he would
Oh no!
I think what helps him with that is he's not scared of anybody.
Besides the
Yeah.
shithousery.
He has this fearlessness side of him.
Yeah, but I
I
was about
can't
to come back
believe you
to
just.
But I was about to go. Well, it's just the way he brings it out. He was a very accomplished player. But then during the game, during the first half, I mean, he dropped the nut on one of the players. Crashed into him, bang, headbutt. You know what I mean?
He tried to crash De Gea.
He did.
Didn't you see that?
Yeah,
De Gea saved it, but he hit De Gea and just flipped inside the net himself. What are you doing, man?
Eric Bailly is the best centre back in the world.
Who said that?
I'm sorry,
When he's healthy, that's the extension.
Yeah, no, even when he's ill, he's no, ugly bear. No, sorry, I'm sorry. No, come back.
Okay, no, not that much.
No one's gonna take that throne anytime soon. Yeah.
Right. Look. This I know exactly what pass he's talking about. It's the one on Fred's back.
Yeah.
He played a pass off of Fred. That is how good Eric Bailly is. Can your ball-playing defender do that? No, he
that's
can't.
the thing, though. That's the thing, though. Like 5 minutes earlier or after it, he brought the ball out of the defense and he walked all the way up to the final third and he gave the shittiest pass you could ever see. And I was like, what are you doing?
Because he was absolutely knackered. He was fucked. Didn't you?
Yeah.
He was absolutely gone.
He didn't expect to get that far.
The commentator.
The thing is, I was looking at it, I was like, wow, amazing Bailly, amazing. Pass it.
No.
And he didn't. He gave half a pass. And I was like, what the hell is that?
It says a lot about the things that me and Abdel think when watching a game of football, because he said to Bailly, pass. I was shouting, shoot, motherfucker, shoot!
I was going past left, but it was way too fucking long, wasn't it? Way too long. It was like
when you want to shoot the ball, but you get a part of the ground with you, and then it's like not even half a shot, half you fucked up. That was that pass. Like,
what about when he dropped the shoulder, did the step over, and laid a beautiful pass out to Greenwood? Absolutely. And then
he's absolutely class.
Nonchalantly walked back, as if he does it every week.
He does. In training.
But in all seriousness, though, like Bailly as a defender, if we remove the exaggeration from it, he is in between Maguire and Lindelof.
Yeah.
Like Lindelof is better than him on the ball, but he's not physical.
Yeah,
but
exactly
Maguire is physical and will win 100% of his aerial duels and will get stuck in. Bailly does it too, but not in a flawless manner. He fucks up sometimes. You know what I mean? So he's in between them. He's neither that guy or this guy. He's like in the middle.
If I could have Eric Bailly on this podcast, it would be absolutely fantastic. Also, If there is an out of context All for United being created, please clip up Stu saying he's prime Rio Ferdinand. Best thing I've ever heard. Right.
Me mate Rio he'll back me up on that. Me mate Rio. He'll back me up on
Rio.
that.
Yeah. Rio's got some questionable mates.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the comments have loved this, though, aren't they? They're going nuts about this.
They are. We know what? Uncut. I'm going to ask Ben if we can do a little segment on Eric Bailly. There you go. That's my gift to all of you. Midfield pivot then. Are we thinking McFred?
It is going to be McFred.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I would say.
Okay, but if you could pick one, would it be McFred?
No.
I'm thinking of possible alternatives.
The thing is, yeah, exactly. The alternatives are not really better.
Was Matic? Would you put Matic against Villa?
Matic is a shout.
Would you though against Villa?
I wouldn't mind it.
I would say Matic, because the thing is, in my head, I am not adding Pogba. So if we're gonna in my head at least. So if I'm not adding Pogba and you add Matic, it has to be Fred, not McTominay, next to Matic. Because if you add Scott and Matic, no Pogba, only Fernandes, you're killing off creativity to zero. To like Bruno Fernandes will struggle receiving the ball.
That's a good point.
Can I just say, Rio had his moments. All right, Rio had his moments of being graceful. Let me just clear that up. All right, that's what I meant. But only occasionally, a bit like Bailly, only occasionally. That's kind of my point.
I love how this has gone from Eric Bailly has showed bits of Rio, and now you've gone from Rio showed bits of Eric Bailly.
Maybe I didn't explain it right.
Stu, how much have you had to drink?
Look, this stuff is great. Only one. This is great. Okay, proper stuff, lads.
If it makes you compare Eric Bailly to Rio Ferdinand, it must be great for sure.
Other alcoholic beverages are available.
They are indeed. Yes, they are indeed. Yes.
Right. So if we're saying Matic, we're saying Fred alongside him.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I do agree with that.
I mean, I'm not even going to bother suggesting it because I think someone, I can't remember who said it, but if his name wasn't on the team sheet, he'd go and write it himself. Bruno in the 10. Even if we tried to tell him no, he's still. Even if we had a fan vote and everyone said "fuck off, Bruno," sit at home and watch the game on Sky,
he'll
he'd
play.
be like, "Shut the fuck up, I'm playing." He'd turn up with his full kit, absolute wanker.
I feel like every day there's like a quote coming out from Bruno saying that he's not tired and he wants to play. That's what I feel. Every day I'm reading a United report, Bruno saying to MUTV that he's not tired and he wants to play.
I guarantee it's because in training, Ollie's gone up to him and gone, "Look, mate, you need a rest. I'm not playing you this week." And he goes, "Shut the fuck up, I'll show you. Oh, newspapers, come here. I can play every game, every 90 minutes, everything." That's probably what he does.
Just get back quickly to the pivot. I think a lot of them in the past were saying Tuanzebe as a CDM.
I saw that comment, to be fair.
I mean, just on Twitter as well in the past, Tuanzebe as a CDM. It's not a bad shot. I think he's played there before, hasn't he?
Yeah, I floated it. I floated on a show ages ago.
It's not a bad shot.
If
you don't want to play Matic, who might be a bit slow, Tuanzebe is a decent shot.
Yeah,
not in these games though. I would say the last game or the last 2 games of the season, if he wants to test it.
That would be interesting. I think he's more likely to get a game at right back than he is at.
For sure.
Yeah. I would say so. Yeah, I would say so.
I'm still pushing for Phil Jones to be back in the 6. # Jones in the 6.
I'd love if he comes. That'd be brilliant. If he plays, he plays between one game at the end of the season to say goodbye to the fans or whatever.
He says say goodbye. He'll still be here.
No, but you live in hope.
Where's he going?
You live in hope.
Who wants to buy Phil Jones at this point? Who?
Newcastle.
Do you know, if I was Jonesy, seriously, all joking apart now, I'd go to Rooney at Derby. I'd knock on his door and see if he can get a 2-year contract out of him because I think he'd fit Derby quite well. He's got to come out of the Premier League now. He's got to drop down. I don't know whether Derby are going to survive. Are they on the cusp?
Yeah,
of going down?
They're very close.
I think either one position above relegation or actually in the relegation. Just
even if they did get relegated, I think it'd be an ideal move for Jones. I do.
League One.
Well, the guy hasn't played for how long? I can't remember.
I don't even want to know.
I think the the last game I remember he's actually was in the team sheet from the start was the City League Cup last not this year,
Yeah,
but the year
that was
before
a
that,
nightmare. To be fair, That was a
and
nightmare.
he got
And he got-
ripped apart by
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne.
And
He
for
could do
context,
Nottingham Forest. He could do
yeah.
Nottingham Forest.
Forest, yeah, a club like that would be ideal for him.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know how old he is now because he's been with us since he was like 18, hasn't he? 19, something like that. He was only a youngster when he joined us, so
We've grown up with Phil Jones.
we have, yeah, we have.
Wow.
So I just think
Yeah.
for him, I just think it would be better.
Hold on, Stu's
move on
about to
with
say Phil Jones is like prime Nemanja Vidic.
Well, I'm
Stu, I
pretty
have
sure.
a question for you.
Yeah, go on.
Are you
And-
drunk?
No.
No, as much as I don't really want to. As much as I don't want to beat a dead horse, but
Yeah.
do you think part of the reason why Phil Jones regressed so much was the way Sir Alex labeled him in the media, comparing him to one of the greatest United players ever in Duncan Edwards?
Do you know? Look, it wouldn't have helped him if anyone really knows that and really knows the Man United history. The hype around Duncan Edwards at that time was huge. Was absolutely huge. He was playing way above his age. He's playing well above his weight. He was an absolute wonderful talent. He really was. To be compared to somebody like him is just no. It just doesn't. I'm reading that. Yeah. It just. You just can't compare Duncan Edwards to Phil Jones. You just can't do that. What I think Phil Jones's problem was, and he was a very, very good centre half at Blackburn. But like everyone, you either can take to playing for Manchester United or you can't. There's kind of no middle ground.
Yeah.
And
His
Phil,
injuries didn't help him too. His
No,
injuries.
true.
didn't help.
Yeah, but he's never really. I don't think he ever really adapted to the size of the club, and I think that's a big problem for him. And so, most of us take the piss. We have a laugh at him, but I think really any true fan of the club would have no ill will, to him at all. And we wish him the best. And that's why I kind of hope he kind of looks at it in the summer and makes the right move for him, and that would do for me. Phil Jones.
Why is it? Why is this turned into a Phil Jones eulogy?
I don't know.
That's why it's just meant to be. This is what happens, Ben, when you ask me to preview a
We
game.
love Phil Jones. We love Phil Jones.
This is what happens. Right.
Well,
anyway, also
we talked about Bruno. How did we get from Bruno to Phil Jones?
We were gonna play Phil Jones in number 10.
John Commode. Garthik.
It's all Garthik's fault.
John Commode.
right, John Commode's come in. Duncan Edwards is regarded as the greatest all-round player there's ever
He's
been. Yet he
absolutely
could play defense,
brilliant.
midfield, and striker and be world-class in every position. To be fair, Ferguson did try Phil Jones in the 6. He tried him at right back, he tried him at centre back, tried him at left back in one game. So he did see something in him, and I suppose injuries didn't help him. But this game is not about Phil Jones, even though I think he might play.
Good shout, John. Good shout. That's a good shout.
Right. Who's going on the wings then in our team? Who's playing on the wings? I do not want to hear anyone say the words Marcus or Rashford.
Well, he's playing.
Marcus Rashford.
Rashi.
I didn't
On
say
the
the words
left.
Marcus or Rashford. I said he's playing.
I'm surprised you didn't just say Prime Minister.
Well,
All right. In all seriousness, though, he is going to end up playing, isn't he? The absolute.
Yeah, he's playing.
He is. He hasn't played for what? Since Leeds. He too hasn't played it since Leeds, has he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah, no, but I wouldn't mind him having that much.
Did he play the full game against Leeds? I don't know.
He came on the other night, didn't he?
He came on
For like 13 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he'll be there.
He's carrying. I think he's still carrying a couple of niggles from the wear and tear.
Gary, he's carrying a niggle from 2015. The man's not a rest.
Yeah, no, I think the whole issues with the niggle started with actually what's his name, the scum bastard, Jordan Henderson.
Oh yeah.
Really gave him a heavy tackle at Old Trafford on his ankle, and they targeted him after when we used all our 3 subs and they knew that we can't change anymore in the first half. They targeted Rashford. They kept kicking him in the leg, especially Henderson.
Yeah, they did.
I've heard a shout from First Sense, who's got some great sense, by the way. How many arguments for Ahmad?
Not this
To
one.
feature,
Not this
maybe not to start.
No, not against Villa.
Not yeah.
Maybe
Not at all?
towards the end, 5-10 minutes, I guess. but
last
yeah,
5
more than that.
minutes.
No, I don't think we'll see him. To be honest, Ahmad against Villa, I'm
Me
afraid,
too.
lads.
Yeah.
Do we see him in any of the three?
Leicester.
Yeah, possibly Leicester, maybe Leicester, but certainly not against Villa. I'm a little bit. For me, it's going to
Sorry,
have to be.
I said he had some sense. He doesn't anymore. Maguire winger. Bloody hell.
You know, he would do a good job, man.
But
He has
probably
some
would.
excellent
Yeah, probably
ball
would.
playing abilities, Maguire, and his deliveries are so good.
Yeah, he's our best.
What
left
is
wing,
happening?
What is this? Is this an uncut? Why does every show I host turn into an uncut?
I was going to say, is this one uncut? Because it's some of the comments are hilarious. No, brilliant.
Oh, bloody hell. Right, anyway, who's going on the left then? Wait, no, we just said Marcus. Who's going on the right?
Pogba.
Greenwood for me.
Okay.
Greenwood. Why? Okay, right. Vin, why Pogba?
Greenwood.
What? You're not going to play Pogba for this game?
Well, I want to know why you would play Pogba for this game. Because I know some people, Abdel himself said he wanted him to rest, but why would you pick Pogba over Greenwood?
I mean, I would start Pogba anyways because of the form that he's been in. And plus, playing Pogba on the left means you put Marcus on the right, which you don't want to do that. That's like nullifying Rashford anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So Pogba can at least do a decent job on the right. He's most effective on the left, obviously, in recent games, but at least he can do something on the right. Marcus can't do anything on the right, if I'm being honest. Playing him on the right is as good as not playing anyone on the right. He's the most effective on the left, and if you want to get the best out of him, he has to play on the left wing. Pogba on the right can do a decent job, and then linking up with Bruno as well, who sort of shifts to left and right depending on. He runs everywhere. Bruno just runs everywhere. He's got like this innate motor which runs infinitely. It's got no battery whatsoever. I mean, that battery doesn't seem to freaking expire. It just has endless charging. Jesus.
In that case, then Abdel, why Greenwood over Pogba?
Yeah, well, you said it. I wanted him to rest because he's fasting, and he didn't look well in that
That could
Roma
be a
game.
factor, yeah, but
He definitely did not
but
look like.
could you see Pogba starting and then coming off like
No.
60, 65th or something like that? Keeping that fasting thing in mind.
Obviously, like he could do that. Like he played an extremely well game against Milan the week before when he was fasting. I'm just saying that that because of that previous game, I was like, okay, something is up. He's not right at all. Like it was a below par for Pogba game, and so I just wanted to rest him for this game. That's all my thought. I don't know. I don't have any figures or.
I'm just like guessing here as well.
Yeah.
Stu and Gary, really quickly, who do you two think?
Well, I'm going to go with Cavani up top, so it would be Greenwood for me. I'd probably pop Pogba on the bench and then bring him on 65 on just to see how the game goes. If we don't need him, rest him. But we want him fit for Liverpool. We want him fit for the scum. But I would like to see Cavani start. But you're right. We know what Ollie's like. He doesn't play him twice in 3 days, does he? So, but the problem is, and I know there's a lot of Greenwood fans out there, but if you play Greenwood through the middle, we're not scoring. We're
that's getting clipped up.
Yeah, well, you clip it because it's proven. To be fair, if you look at the last group of matches, Greenwood's. There's no way he would have scored any of the goals that Cavani's popped away. He's a great player, Greenwood, but for me, he's not an out-and-out number 9. I don't think he's got the attributes to make it. I know I'm going to get slaughtered.
Yes, you are.
You've got to look at the player, and you've got to look at the game. Is he going to pop his head where the boots are flying? Not right now. He's not.
That's what Ollie said in the press conference before the Roma game. It's like his.
All right. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
He has always said that. To be fair, that he wants him to develop that part of his game.
Exactly. He said he wants him to develop that. He's like, if you look at Greenwood, he's a pretty boy. I'm not sure he would want to. Put his face where the.
I have some information on Mason Greenwood that I can't share publicly.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, he has them, but it's very like, I don't know the best word for it to be, like very small baby-like instincts yet for a striker.
Yeah, it hasn't developed yet. I mean,
it hasn't developed it at all yet. So he's better off at the right, especially because on the ball, he's very good. You know, he's very
Absolutely.
clean with his
Absolutely.
touches, with his link up. He's very clean on that. So
Yeah, I'm not going to get into this Greenwood thing because this will take ages because there's a lot of opinions to get through on why he could be a number 9 and why he couldn't be a number 9. But that
Well,
Pretty Boy thing.
I can tell you straight away why he's not a number 9. He is not a 6-yard box player.
at the moment, no.
Yeah.
At the moment,
He's not a 6-yard.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is a 12-yard box player. Okay.
Yep.
He's excellent from outside to the 12-yard spot. He's great coming in from the right, cutting in from the left. At this point in time, he is not a 6-yard player, and we need a 6-yard player as a number 9. That's what you need.
Again, like Anshuman said, he's 19 and he's only going to develop. And with Cavani staying for another extra year, that could be beneficial for him. Like that season entirely, where he could work behind the scenes, work on that heading ability, really, which he hasn't shown so far. And if he wants to become a proper number 9, you've got
to stay behind the train, Vin. You've got to get there an hour early and work on your craft. You've got to stay an hour late and work on your craft. He's not doing that. We all know he's not doing that. Now, whether Cavani will help him or not, I don't know. But that's how you work on your craft as a professional footballer. I'm sorry, age has no bearing on me, no bearing whatsoever. Because Wayne Rooney would stick his head in there at 17. I know people will say he's a bigger player, bigger personality. But if you want to develop, if you've got aspirations of being a number 9, leading the line for any club, you've got to improve your hold-up play, your back-to-goal play, your heading ability, the way you shield the ball, your awareness. I could go on forever. The attributes of the number 9 aren't just as simple as pulling the trigger.
Actually, I think it's more about movement within the box, though. Stuart.
Movement again,
more than being a strong physical presence, like for example a Haaland, or like for example, I don't know, Lukaku. Yeah,
that comes down to that comes down to perception.
Yeah, like
instinct.
you have Vardy, for example, right? I wouldn't say Vardy puts his backside to defenders and try to brush them off. He doesn't do that at all. But his movement in the box is one of the best in Europe, because, like for example, the equalizing goal he scored against us when we played them away in the league, right? He completely fooled Axel Tuanzebe and Maguire. He ran towards the box, and then just right in the moment before the I don't know who crossed it, I can't remember, but the player who crossed it for him, he pulled himself away just a little bit to give himself enough space.
Yeah, it was Harvey Barnes, wasn't it? Harvey Barnes.
To flick it. You know what I mean? That is movement. It's not physicality.
Right. But
Greenwood doesn't have neither at the moment. He needs to. If he develops the movement, I don't think he needs to be physical. But if he can't develop either the movement, so it's going to be like.
Vardy's been playing off the shoulder, though. Vardy's immense at playing off the shoulder.
Yeah.
Vardy is brilliant. Vardy could have his back to goal and still play off the shoulder. His perception and his awareness of where the ball's going to land at any way. You're absolutely right. It's the only reason he scored that goal is absolute perception. So he's really good at getting in behind. But he gets service. He gets really good service. The service that goes into Cavani, most of the time, he's making the space to allow our wingers or our wide players to put the service in. Van Nistelrooy was an absolute master at it.
Oh, no. Van Nistelrooy is a monster.
An absolute master. But he was a master in the whole of the 18-yard area, not specifically in the 6-yard. And I'd love to see Greenwood develop into a number 9, but he's a good 2-3 years away from it. He's got to start thinking about what he wants in the box, and he's got to have his spatial awareness in that box. But I don't disagree with you, Abdel, at all, mate. I don't. I think you are right.
No, spot on. Great discussions, great points. So Stu wants Greenwood on the right and Cavani up front. Gary, what are you saying then? Because you're going to settle it at the end of it. Who's on the right?
I would have to say Mason.
Okay.
But I
Cavani
also
up front, I'm assuming.
Yes. But I can also see a scenario where Pogba plays on the right and basically that positionless mode or positionless player, and then with the free roll, and then you have Mason going up top. But then again, as Stu pointed out, he hasn't really developed the instinct to be a full-fledged number 9 yet. And just briefly to Stu's point, there's when he first came onto the club as a 17-year-old, a lot of people were actually criticizing Sir Alex because you brought this kid from Portugal, and all he does is think of himself. He's too selfish. He does this and he does that. Well, it's what Stu mentioned earlier. He was early in training, and then he was the last one to leave, and because of that dedication, well, he was actually able to develop his aerial game, which was actually one of his weakest areas, and now it's probably one of his strongest. So obviously, I'm referencing Cristiano, and if Mason is able to find that kind of focus, sky's the limit for him.
Well, we'll see. We've got plenty of time to see what will happen then. First sense has completely lost all sorts of sense. So McSauces and I, look, I'm all for silliness. You know me, I'm all for silliness. But let's stop it.
Can I just say one more thing on Greenwood?
Stop saying that Greenwood's shit, Stu.
No, Shubber. How have you pronounced his name, Shubber? Look, of course we've seen him in the in the academy. But you're talking about grown men in the Premier League. There's a huge difference between boys in the academy to grown men in the Premier League. They won't give you that time and they won't give you that space. You've got to want to get across your man in the 6-yard box. So I say what you're saying, and I know he's got a hat load of goals and different goals, but there's a massive difference between the academy and the Premier League.
Stu hates Mason Greenwood. Pass it on.
No, but he's right though. They weren't all.
No, he is.
They weren't
Not
all
there yet.
Portugal goals at all as well. Mason Greenwood took free kicks. Mason Greenwood took penalties. Took shots from outside the box. They weren't all like 6-yard.
Yeah, he is right. There's a big difference between the two levels, of course there is. And
yeah,
I'm sure Mason will develop, and I'm sure he'll learn to get
I've got no doubts he'll develop. I've got no doubts he'll develop. He just needs that will, doesn't he? He needs that will and that wants. That's all.
100%. Right, let's get into score predictions to wrap this all up. Then Gary, give us yours and your scorers as well, please.
I'm going for a very professional 2-1 United win.
I liked you as well. Professional. You asked for professional. I'll give you another chance.
2-1. We'll probably
who's scoring?
How's that professional, Gary?
I could see us conceding a goal off a set piece. Probably Tyrone Mings if he's playing, because they'll physical us. It'll be. I hope it doesn't get to a set piece scenario, but 2-1 United.
I'm liking the comments. They know what I'm expecting. Vin, give me a prediction.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 as well.
I'll give you another chance.
I'm still sticking with the 2-1, mate. I'm still sticking with the 2-1. Again, away from home, we've always we tend to concede away from home, and we've done that all season. Konsa, it could be a set piece, could be a corner. Either Mings or Konsa is going to score from there, and then we're going to come back. Second half FC, 2, maybe 3 goals. Greenwood, Bruno, Rashford, done. But I see 2-1 happening. I want to say 3-1, but I see 2-1 happening.
Who usually hosts this show, by the way? Is it Joe?
Yeah.
We're spending too much time with Joe. He's too scared of Ben. Stu, prediction.
I'm going 3-0. And I'm going to go for my main man, Greenwood, to pop one on the poster.
Greenwood. And now he's going to score, is he?
Absolutely. I'm going for the poacher Greenwood to pop one. No, I actually do think we'll win comfortably. I really do. I just think we've got that momentum now. I think Thursday, you're absolutely right, Karthik. Although we didn't play particularly well, I don't think it really mattered. No. So I fancy us to do it 3-0. I think Ollie will say, look, let's go and cement top 4. Abdel's right. Let's get it done. Let's get it sorted and then move on. So I do think we'll win. I think the lads are really going to be up for it as well. Yeah. Even by this sense of injustice. 3 games.
Maybe.
Yeah, he really pushed that notion.
Yeah, you know what? He's a student of Sir Alex. He's obviously going to push the us against the world thing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. Pushed it very much.
Yeah. We still have to concede. We still have to concede for us to play properly. That's how it's done.
He's off again.
I just see that happening.
Bloody hell, Gary, gonna hit your fight.
Professional. Prediction, Abdel.
I'm going for 3-1.
Who's scoring?
Who's scoring?
Set piece for them.
I would say Cavani. No, it's not going to be a set piece. We've had our fair share this season. I'd say Cavani and Rashford and Greenwood, 1-1 each.
Okay.
You lot are just so boring. You need to spend more time with me on the show. Right,
What
let's
do you
have a look at these comments
What,
before we
8-0?
go.
What are yours?
What do
then?
you want?
I'll
What do
tell you in a
expect?
minute. John 3-0 United, Rashford first goal. Ugly
Oh,
bench.
no.
Love it. 6-0.
Oh, no.
Get rid of Jacob.
Annoying 2-2 from Jacob. Don't be silly.
I have a twist for you, Kartik.
3-4.
Okay.
Wow.
Great. Right,
Okay.
go on.
Villa will get 2 red cards in the first 5 minutes. Will score 10-0.
Nice.
That's better. You know what? You're getting
Go for
somewhere. But let's be a bit realistic. Come on. Right. That's been the show. Everyone who's watching, make sure to like the video. Make sure to comment what you think your predicted lineup and your score is going to be. I will go.
No,
We are going to concede. We're going to concede because we do. We're away from home.
And you were slaughtering us for that.
Wait, no, hang on. Right. We're going to concede.
No, you're not allowed to say we're going to concede.
We will concede because we have to, otherwise we can't play.
Exactly.
So we'll walk on the pitch, we'll let them score. Greenwood scoring a hat-trick in the number 9 position, and he's going to lift his shirt up and go, "Shut up, Stu, you utter whinge." Right? And then Phil Jones is going to come on off the bench, and he's going to score from a corner. So that'll be 4-1.
Yeah.
That'll be
I thought you were on the right track.
He's going to deliver the corner and score the corner.
5-1's
One of
going
those
to be...
curling corners that go into the far post. Yeah, that's it.
5-1's going to be Eric Bailly running the length of the pitch and shooting and scoring from about 25 yards out with an absolute thunder cunt. And 6-1 will be a Bruno penalty. That's going to be my prediction. That's
I
been
can't
the
imagine the
United
reaction to this. If actually this happens, people will melt. Literally.
It's stranger things have happened. You know what? Stranger things have happened. Anyway, thank you for watching this preview. I'm not sure who's doing the post-match, but whoever it is, make sure to tune in. I'll be back for Uncut tomorrow, so all you maniacs in the comments, make sure to join us tomorrow because that's the show you want to be on. Because it probably suits you. Until then, like the video, comment, share, subscribe if you're new. And until next time, I'll see you in a bit. And hey, don't forget, United are going to be Europa League champions of the world. See you later.